Hello and welcome our blood viewers to our today's news English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. A national workshop on the mechanisms of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement by the Ministry of Environment. And on the international scene, 4 African teams to compete in the 2026 Under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland. Those were our major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Ministry of the Environment is holding a national workshop on the mobilization and implementation of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement at the Sheraton Djibouti Hotel. The opening ceremony of this major workshop is chaired by Mr. Dini Abdullah Umar, Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment, in the presence of representatives of the relevant public institutions, technical and financial partners, and various stakeholders involved in the fight against climate change. The workshop aims to strengthen understanding of the mechanisms set out in Article 6 of the Paris Agreement and to examine the opportunities they offer the Republic of Djibouti in terms of international cooperation, climate finance, greenhouse gas emission reductions, and sustainable development. Discussions will focus on the prospects for establishing an appropriate national framework, strengthening stakeholder capacity, and identifying the priority actions needed for Djibouti's effective participation in the cooperation mechanisms provided for under Article 6. The workshop is organized in collaboration with Survey Carbon. Through this initiative, the Ministry of Environment reaffirms the Republic of Djibouti's commitment to contributing to the objective of the Paris Agreement and to promoting climate solutions compatible with national development priorities. The workshop thus serves as an important platform for dialogue, experience sharing, and the mobilization of national stakeholders around issues related to carbon markets, cooperative approaches, and climate action. Opening the workshop, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment, Mr. Dini Abdullah Umar, thanked the UNFCCC Regional Collaboration Center for the MENA and South Asia region for its technical and financial support, and said that the meeting reflects Djibouti's commitment to strengthening its climate action and building the institutional and regulatory framework needed to take part in the Paris Agreement's cooperation mechanisms. In a society deeply attached to the values of solidarity and compassion, sponsoring orphans holds a particular place. It is both a religious and, of course, a human responsibility that goes beyond material assistance, aiming also to protect children, preserve their dignity, and provide them with the conditions needed to grow up, especially in a safe environment, access education, build self-confidence, and, of course, help shape their future. More details in this report from our newsroom.
In the Islamic tradition, sponsoring orphan is not limited to meeting their material needs. It also involves preserving their dignity, showing them kindness, providing support, and ensuring the condition for a dignified life. It is from this perspective that several institutional initiatives have been established in Djibouti to translate this value into concrete and sustainable programs. Among them is the Orphan Sponsorship Project of the Zakat Diwan, launched in 2007 at the initiative of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili. During the launch ceremony of the project, the President of the Republic emphasized the great importance Islamic place on caring for orphans who are considered among the most vulnerable members of a society and therefore require particular attention and protection. The President of the Republic said, Muslim society is known for the attention it gives to orphans, following the example of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, who urged us to care for orphans when he said, I and the one who takes care of an orphan will be like this in paradise, while pointing to his index and middle fingers. This saying illustrates the eminent place that orphan sponsorship holds in Islam tradition as an act of charity and responsibility that goes for beyond occasional assistance. Today, the Zakat Diwan Diwan provides support to a large number of the orphans who receive regular financial assistance every 3 months under the supervision of the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf, Mr. Momin Hassan Barre. However, efforts to support orphans are not limited to public institutions. They also extend to several organizations and associations working in the social sector. Among them, in the African Relief Committee office representing the NGO Al Rahma International in Djibouti, the organization currently sponsors around 3,000 orphans, including 500 who receive comprehensive care at Al Rahma complex in Djibouti city and Oboh in the north of the country. This support is not limited to financial assistance. It includes monitoring children's education, meeting their basic needs, providing access to healthcare, and supporting them in other aspects of their daily lives, as explained by Mr. Musa Fahie, head of the Comprehensive Orphan Sponsorship Program at Ar-Rahma Complex in Djibouti City, as well as the one in Oboh, where we provide comprehensive care for orphan children, including education, accommodation, meals, social support, and health care. The Dr. Ar-Rahma Hospital also provides medical care to all the children. The total number is 500, including 350 orphans at Ar-Rahma complex in Djibouti. Thanks to God, this support has produced many positive results. Several orphans have pursued university studies and are now doctors, engineer, teacher, or active member of the army forces and police. In Djibouti, orphan sponsorship remains one of the noblest expressions of human solidarity. It helps provide children with the condition they need to develop a balanced personalities and in turn become productive member of their community and countries. The Khalid Abu Haraj said the office sponsored 3,000 orphans and families. Among them, 500 orphans benefit from comprehensive care, including educational, social, and healthcare support. Beyond the figure and the amount of assistance provided, the true value of sponsoring an orphan lies in its ability to create a lasting impact of children's lives. Support that guarantee regular schooling, access to healthcare, and a stable martial, social, and psychological environment enable children to look to the future with greater confidence and build an independent life. This is emphasized by Abdul Qani Ismail, Regional Director of Al Rahma International Complex. As part of this mission, the association has built complex for orphans in Djibouti City and in the Oboh region in the north of the country. Therefore, orphan in Djibouti receive special attention from the government under the leadership of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margile, who attach particular importance to this segment of the population. In particular, he established the CAD Diwan under the Minister of Muslim Affairs, which works notably to support orphans in addition to the assistance provided to local organizations and non-governmental associations active in this field. Finally, orphan sponsorship in Djibouti is not merely a social issue. It is a humanitarian and religious responsibility as well as an investment in the future. A society that protects its orphan children, safeguard their dignity, and provide them with the conditions necessary for their development is also protecting an essential part of its own future.
Aron Beach hosted the first edition of the Arvin Games Yoga on Friday, an initiative launched by the Arvin Yoga Sama Sports Association to promote sport, wellness, and social cohesion among the Djiboutian youth. Organized in partnership with the Ministry of Youth and Culture and Secretariat of State for Sports, the event brought together numerous young people for a program combining sporting activities, group games, and recreational entertainment. Among this afternoon's highlights, a treasure hunt drew particular attention from participants in an atmosphere marked by conviviality and sharing. The opening ceremony was attended by Kivyom, Ambassador of the Republic of India to Djibouti, Gohar Mohammed Gohar, Acting Secretary General of the Secretariat of State for Sports, and Almis Kennedy, the President of the Arnedin Yugosama Sports Association, as well as numerous parents who came to support and encourage the young participants. After 3 hours of activities, the day concluded with a prize-giving ceremony for participants, followed by a group yoga session offering a moment of relaxation after the various challenges. Beyond its recreational aspect, the first edition also served to raise young people's awareness of the importance of an active and balanced lifestyle while fostering team spirit and exchange. Building on his first experience, the Arvin Yoga Sports Association intends to establish Arvin Games Yoga as an annual event dedicated to Djiboutian youth centered on the value of sport, wellness, and community life. In his remarks, coordinator commended the Arvin Yoga Sports Association for this fine initiative, having organized a high-quality sporting and recreational evening event combining friendly competition with leisure activities aimed at promoting sports participation and team spirit among young people. The president of the RV Yoga Association, Mr. Yasin Almis, affirmed that the success of the first edition of Arvin Yoga Games serves as a motivation to continue organizing this event to establish it as an annual fixture dedicated to Djiboutian youth. The Association of Mirror of Adailu, in partnership with the Secretariat of State for Sports, has successfully closed the 29th edition of the Adailu Summer Activities. This edition focused on youth and cohesion through strong participation from a young people and wider community. Friday morning, August 21st, was dedicated to an endurance event, giving participants a chance to demonstrate courage, determination, and perseverance. In the afternoon, spotlight turned into the edition's flagship discipline, football. The competition drew numerous participants and generated strong enthusiasm among the local population. Saturday morning, August 22nd, was marked by the volleyball grand finale, which provided a particularly lively and convivial sporting moment. Finally, in the afternoon, an awards and prize-giving ceremony brought the 29th edition to a close. As part of 5 efforts to combat smuggling, the Dakhil Customs Brigade, in collaboration with the Dakhil Joint Regiment, intercepted a large quantity of smuggled qat being transported on foot by couriers on the outskirts of the town of Tawin Dakhil. The seizure involved 24 packages of qat, totaling 960 kilograms. The smugglers were attempting to transport the goods to the capital. In accordance with standard procedures, the qat was destroyed on site in the presence of the head of the Dakhil Customs Brigade, Mr. Musa Umar Musa. The operation is part of ongoing efforts by the relevant authorities to combat smuggling and strengthen controls on illicit goods across the national territory. Moving towards a regional scene, Tanzania is seeking to strengthen its position as an emerging financial technology hub in East Africa, driven by the growth of mobile payment services and digital transactions. Startups, investors, financial sector players, and technology professionals gathered in Dar es Salaam for the FinTech Festival, focused on prospects for financing innovation and growth in the sector. The third China-West Africa Medical Summit and Expo has opened at the Ghanaian capital, Accra, bringing together healthcare professionals, experts in various sectors, stakeholders for a 3-day focused on innovation and new medical technologies. The gathering provides a platform for discussion on technological advances that could help improve health services and patient care. Over the course of the 3-day event, participants are taking part in conferences, presentations, and professional meetings focused on innovation, cooperation, and exchange of experience in the medical field. And as I mentioned on the titles, African women's football will be represented at the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, set to take place in Poland from September 5th to 27th, with the participation of Nigeria, Ghana, Benin, and Tanzania. Regular contenders at major youth international tournaments, Nigeria's Falcons will be among the African team combating in the tournament. And now towards a more international scene, Palestinian families in the Gaza Strip continue searching for missing children and relatives, as the fate of many missing persons remains uncertain after years of war. Among the cases illustrating the situation is that of Jalal, 9 years old, missing for about 3 months. The family of Ubaidah, who was 15 when he disappeared at an aid distribution site. He had no news of him for more than a year. TikTok has agreed to pay $400 million to end lawsuits brought against the company in the United States, according to available reports. The settlement is intended to resolve the proceedings in question and put an end to the legal dispute between the platform and the U.S. authorities. TikTok, which has millions of users in the United States, has for several years been the subject of legal proceedings and regulatory discussions concerning its operations and platform practices. And last but not least, a magnitude 5.9 earthquake struck eastern Japan, including the Tokyo region, early Sunday, injuring 23 people, according to authorities. Most of his injuries were minor. Several people were hurt after falling or being struck by furniture as they reacted to the strong tremors. Japan, located in one of the world's most seismically active zones, is regularly affected by earthquakes. Authorities and emergency services remain on alert following strong tremors, particularly in densely populated areas of eastern Japan. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a great evening, and please do take care. Thank you.